The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. My name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the program for the 6th day, I always look down, of January 2025, and the second of our 3 opening day streams. One game today, we go to the big old ballpark in the Bronx for the Yankees and the Orioles. Kansas City in 1985 is coming off a world championship. They came from 3-1 down to beat both the Blue Jays, and I believe they did that with the Cardinals, too, in the World Series. Certainly got the help from Don Denkinger in Game 6 of that World Series in the bottom of the ninth to force Game 7, and then destroyed St. Louis 11-0 to win their first world championship in franchise history. So they are defending their championship, and what do to start their defense? They go find their biggest rivals in franchise history and come to New York to face the New York Yankees. What we did not know at the time was how sick Dick Howser was going to be. He would have brain cancer. And I don't know when he officially passed away, but he would not finish the year as manager. Don't know any of this yet as we start, I believe, April 7th, 1986. So the Royals, a bittersweet year. The Yankees came within an eyelash of winning the American League East in 1985. They took the Blue Jays right down to the last day of the season, before Toronto finally clinched the American League East to go to the playoff for the first time. So hopes are high in New York. Ron Guidry had a great 1985. He gets the opening day start for New York in 1986. But when you see his numbers in a moment, they could do this. They clearly could do this. And they have a better chance of doing it than they did when we did 1988 a few years ago. So that's the setup. Bud Black gets the call for Kansas City. Not quite sure why. It's not Brent Saberhagen. The Yankees go with Ron Guidry. Opening day in the Bronx next, as Retro Sports Network presents Major League Opening Day Replay 1986. Today or tonight, from the big old ballpark in the Bronx, New York, it's the New York Yankees and the Kansas City Royals. And tonight's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find Dave, Vinny, and Joe today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. How you doing, Barb? I'm doing better, thank you. Did not sleep all that well, and when I went to take my nap, it was 37 minutes. Guidry gets the start for New York. Gator, as we said in the top, had a renaissance year in 85, 35 years old, fastball at 84, not a bad pitcher, but not great anymore. 9-12 in 86, a 3.98 earned run average. 30 starts, he'll finish 5, 192 and a third. 202 hits, 94 runs, 85 earned. He allowed 28 home runs. I believe that's a lot for him. He walked 38 and struck out 140. Doing well. Glad to know. JC probably saving Saberhagen for the home opener. That would make sense. A lot went wrong for Kansas City in 86. But they don't know that yet, and we don't either, because, as I said a couple times, 85 wins probably gets you within 5 games of the division. Lonnie Smith will lead off in left field for Kansas City. Willie Wilson will bat second and play center field. George Brett at third will bat third. Hal McRae, the DH, will go fourth. Frank White is at second. He'll bat fifth. Steve Balboni, who I still think holds the franchise record for home runs for the Royals in a single season, will bat sixth and play first base. Darryl Motley, the World Series hero and right, will bat seventh. Jim Sundberg behind the plate bats eighth. And if you remember Argenis Salazar, as their shortstop. You are a better man than I am, Gunga Din. Ron Guidry can give you 110 pitches. Won't be able to go the distance, I don't think, unless he spins a masterpiece. Defensively for the Yankees, although Yogi got fired, Dale Berra is still there. He's at third. He's a 4. Bobby Beecham at short is a 5. He must have been, I don't know why we don't have his picture. Willie Randolph is at second. He's a 7 and a 9. Don Mattingly, his son is the GM in Philadelphia. Oh, my goodness. He's at 10 at first. Henry Cotto, a 5 and a 5 in left. Yep, Ricky Henderson, a 9 and a 3 in center. And Dave Winfield, a 9 and an 8 in right. Butch Weiniger, a 7 and a 4 behind the plate. And the Gator, a 10 on the mound with a .968 fielding percentage. So, for those of you who might have watched yesterday, I now will do, unless it's a Red Sox game, we'll do the home team, so I am running the Yankees. Lonnie Smith at 287, 8 homers. His Kansas City team was not blessed with power, and 44 RBI. And the Yankee season starts with a ground ball to Dale Berra that gets past him all the way down in the corner. Cotto has to go fish it out, and Smith is on with a double, and that's how the Royals season starts. Willie Wilson, the old vet, 269, 9 homers, and 44 RBI. Barb never stays out of trouble. You should know that. Pitch from Guidry. Willie puts this one up the middle for a base hit. They don't even throw to the plate. Lonnie Smith never stopped. And just like that, it's 1-0 Kansas City. For George Brett, who probably had the biggest smile on his face in the Bronx today. They don't have the rings yet. They won't get that to the home opener. But Brett, a long time coming to finally win that world championship. 290 for George, 16 homers, and 73 RBI. Barb pleads the 5th. Throw to first, and Wilson's back. Guidry deals, runner goes, ground ball to Randolph. Only play is to first. Brett's retired. And Wilson goes to second. Tomorrow on this channel at noon Eastern will be the Cubs and the Cardinals from Busch. And I got to find a decent picture of that because they played with turf, not grass. Hal McRae at 252, 7 homers and 278 at-bats and 37 RBI. Guidry's pitch, that is a ground ball to Meacham on a hard hop over to Mattingly, and McRae is retired. 2 away for Frank White, who 20 home run hitter? I don't remember that. 272, 22 homers, and 84 RBI. We talked about Jeff Kent getting in the Hall of Fame and who deserves it for a second baseman. Lou Whitaker being right up there. I don't know what Frank White's overall numbers are, but his longevity, his defense, and his production, should he be in the conversation? Throw back to second. Wilson's back. White rips this one past Meacham into left. Cotto will field it. Willie around third. Lou Piniella is the manager. Cotto throws home, and he is safe. So 2-0 as the Royals have gotten to Guidry early. Here's former Yankee Steve Balboni at 229, 29 homers and 88 RBI. So Guidry off like a herd of thundering turtles here. 59 degrees in the Bronx, and the wind is blowing out towards that scoreboard left center at 16. Struck him out, and that's the inning. So a bad inning for Guidry. 22 pitches, 2 runs, 3 hits, and no errors. Great start for the Royals. They're up 2-0. So Bud Black will be a reliever for most of the year. He only made 4 starts. He actually ended up saving 9 games. He went 5-10 for the Royals. but his earned run average is 320, which is pretty good. 100, in fact, it's ERA plus of 131. 121 innings for Bud, 100 hits, 49 runs, 43 earned, 14 homers as a pitch-to-contact pitcher, 43 walks, and 63 or 68 strikeouts. How you doing, Mike? Yep, there's 2-0 before the Scooter can give birthday announcements or eat his first cannoli. Yeah, I got a couple. I just got to dig through them. There's a great morning picture of Bush that we've used in years past. Ricky Henderson leads off for the Yankees in center field. Willie Randolph at second will bat second. Don Mattingly at first will go third. Dave Winfield cleans up in right. Gary Renicky is the DH for New York. He'll bat fifth. Henry Cotto in left will bat sixth. Dale Berra at third, batting seventh. Butch Weiniger behind the plate goes eighth. Bobby Meacham at short, batting ninth. And Bud Black, this will be a bullpen game for Kansas City. He can only go 80 pitches. Defensively for the Royals, Lonnie Smith a 5 and a 5 in left. Willie Wilson an 8 and a 5 in center. Darryl Motley a 7 and a 4 in right. George Brett at 33, still pretty good at third. He's a 9. Argina Salazar, 5 and a 5 at short. Frank White, a 10 and a 10 at second at 35. Again, should he get more Hall of Fame love? Steve Balboni, a 5 at first. Jim Sundberg behind the plate. He's an 8 and a 6. And Black, not a great fielder. He's a 2. This isn't Strat. With a 1,000 fielding percentage. Ricky at 263, 28 home runs. And 74 RBI. He would steal 87 bases for the Yankees in 86. John rooting for Kansas City. The Yankees are ahead in the poll. Black deals. Ricky into left center. Back goes Wilson. 1 out. Willie Randolph at 276, 5 homers, and 50 RBI. So the late sports news, Mr. Harbaugh let go in Baltimore. Your chance to be an NFL head coach is right there. Fly ball to right. Motley. 2 out. I wonder if he brings a crew around. Here's Mattingly, Don at 352. But he could do what Wade Boggs couldn't do in this era, which is hit for power. He had 33 and 53, 86 extra base hits of his 238, 31 homers, and 113 RBI. Ben is taking a break from his IPA game on the table. Don't drink too many of those. It's just carnage. Opening day, 78 Jays and Tigers. How you doing, AP? Tigers up 11-0 in the fourth. Goodness gracious, Buffy St. Marie. Black deals, and Mattingly grounds this one to White over to Balboni, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. So Cora has packed Phil Rizzuto's cannoli, and the Yankees go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 2-0 Kansas City. So Motley, Sundberg, and Salazar to face Guidry here in the second. Darryl at 203, 7 homers and 20 RBI. That's carnage. High ground ball to first. Mattingly underhands it to Guidry. 1 out. For Jim Sundberg, Jim at 212. He's over from the Rangers, isn't he? 12 homers and 42 RBI. Struck him out. That's 2 for the Gator. And 0-2 at 85. Got him looking. 2 out for Salazar. We're going to go with Arginas, who hit 245. Not bad. Better than Buddy Biancalana. No homers and 24 RBI. Guidry deals. There's a ground ball to third. Berra's got it over to Mattingly, and that will retire the side. So Guidry gets him in order in the second. After an inning and a half, it's the Royals 2, the Yankees nothing. Enzo Arrhanis. Okay, that would make more sense. I have never heard of him before. I've got 2 boxes, by the way, tucked away where you can't see, of unopened 86 jumbo packs. I wonder if he's in there. And that's a tough set for Topps because if you remember, the top of those cards are black bordered. Dave Winfield at 262, 24 homers and 104 RBI. The latest version after Digital Diamond Baseball is 11. Yes, I definitely would upgrade. But I might wait a month or two because 14 should be up. And it has all the latest stuff for the manual entry. Plus, you can play Status Pro and Status Pro Advanced if you buy the season, and Sports Illustrated Baseball. Pitch to Winfield. Popped up third base side. Brett on the grass. 1 out. Plus Digital Diamond. So absolutely, you should. Forgot Rocket won the MVP that year. Yep, Clemens did. After seeing Mattingly's stats, Higuera, by today's standards, should have won both the MVP and the Cy Young. I'll have to look that up. Gary Renicky at 265, 3 homers and 18 RBI. And he draws the walk. And Ricardo, limited action in New York. 213, a home run, and 6 RBI. Led the AL in WAR. Good God, y'all. What is it good for? Well, absolutely nothing. Scotty, did you watch your Dodgers yesterday? How are you? Fly ball center field. Wilson makes the catch and Renicky back to first. 2 out for Dale Berra, hitting .231, 2 homers and 13 RBI. Let's just say Southern California is still buzzing about Fernando's night last night. Pitch to Berra, struck him out. Black got him. A 1-2 outside on a fastball. That'll do it. After 2, 6 up, 6 down. Kansas City 2, Yankees nothing. Bud Black did manage the Padres at least once. Opening 9 for Guidry. 33 pitches, 2 innings, 2 runs, both earned. 3 hits and 2 strikeouts. Lonnie Smith doubled and scored in the first. In the center, Ricky, going back, makes the catch. 1 out. Willie Wilson singled home Lonnie Smith for the RBI and would score himself. So, yeah, I think the Yankees coming off of 85 are thinking they got a great chance this year. And let's be honest, even this Red Sox fan didn't think they had a heck of a chance going into 86. They were a 500 team in 85. Pitch to Wilson. That's into right center for a base hit. Ricky makes a bad play, and Wilson's into second with a double. Mike Terranova, how are you? Here's Brett. George is 0 for 1. So 1 out. Wilson on second. That's already the 4th hit for the Royals. Anna Cramling. Yep. She is doing the Rilton tournament in her home country. First among women and 4th overall in the 2nd level. Yep. I've been playing some chess, badly, mind you, and so I've been watching her recaps. She is just a bundle of sunshine. And her mother is still a women's grand. I guess you never lose that title, do you? Oh, I didn't see you say hello, Mike. Pitch to Brett. Struck him out. 3 for Guidry, 2 out for Hal McRae, who's 0 for 1. Ground ball past Berra. Cotto, another poor play. McRae takes advantage And it's 3-0 Kansas City. So McRae on second with a double. He's got my speed out there. Frank White, a single and an RBI. So Guidry's defense has let him down. Fly ball to right. Randolph, rather. And will retire the side. However, the Royals, 2 hits. They get a run out of it. No errors. We go to the bottom of the third here at Yankee Stadium. Royals 3, New York nothing. Three Kings Day. I don't know what that is. I could sing the song about 3 kings. We 3 kings of Orient are. Tried to smoke a rubber cigar. It was loaded, it exploded. There's the song. Butch Weiniger at 206. 7 homers and 29 RBI. Little Christmas. Okay. It's Epiphany, right? Is that what 3 Kings is? Up the middle for a base hit. He pummeled that one, and Wilson grabbed that on a hop. That's the first Yankee base runner. Here's Bobby Meacham. Now, do I bunt here? I might. Bobby at 224. No homers and 10 RBI. Okay. Bobby will lay one down. Sundberg has it, throws to White. Meacham retired. So the bunt works. Weiniger on second. 1 out for Ricky Henderson, who's 0 for 1. Opening 9 for Black. Remember, he's not a starter really in 86, so his pitch count is lower than what it would have been. 36 through his opening 9, 2 1/3. A hit, a walk, and a strikeout. Since today is 3 Kings Day, it's only fitting to have the Royals playing. But you still have to buy a Dodger dog from Farmer John, AP. Ricky draws the walk. Christian holiday celebrated 12 days after Christmas, commemorating the visit of three wise men to the baby Jesus. Okay. Willie Randolph 0 for 1. You'll take 2. You'll have to come get him. All I got's a cat. Weiniger on second. Henderson on first. 1 out. Black in some trouble here in the third. Randolph, a slow ground ball to Brett. What's he going to do with it? Makes a poor play. Tries for Randolph, and Willie can still run. So the Yankees have him loaded. 1 out for Don Mattingly, which gets Mr. Mike all happy. Mattingly 0 for 1. When he has a 70% chance to get something going here. Yep, go to the bag himself or throw it to first. I agree with that. Pitch to Mattingly. There's a ground ball past White into right field. Weiniger scores. Motley bobbles it. Henderson scores. Mattingly into second. Motley will be charged with an error, and it's a 3-2 ball game. So the Yankees right back in it. Dave Winfield is 0 for 1. We asked Phil Rizzuto what he did his first time up, but all I see in the card is a WW. Wasn't watching. So Randolph on third, Mattingly on second, and Black sweating through on this cold, chilly day in New York. Sundberg tries to calm his pitcher down. Struck him out. Winfield chased a fastball on the 2-2, 2 out for Gary Renicky, who reached his first time up. So 3-2, the Yankees have 2 here in the bottom of the third. Black's pitch, there's a base hit, right center field. Randolph will score, Mattingly's going to score, and the Yankees have 4 in the inning. And it's all come undone for Bud Black. Here's Cotto. He's 0 for 1. He looked like Muttley. DJ John, how are you? Pitch to Cotto, who's 0 for 1. High ground ball to Salazar, over to White, and that will do it. And so the Yankees have a big third. 4 runs, 4 hits in the air by Motley. It's the Yankees 4, the Royals 3. So Balboni, Motley, and Sundberg to face Guidry here in the 4th. Steve struck out his first time up. 1 of the 3 on Guidry's dance card. Triple G, how are you? Traffic was bad. Just grabbed a beverage of choice and a slice and found your seat. Pitch to Balboni. Fly ball to left. Back goes Cotto. That's well hit and off the wall. So Balboni, they're wheeling out the oxygen tent for him. His stand-up double. 6 hit for the Royals. Here's Motley, 0 for 1. Struck him out for Guidry. A full count, 85-mile-an-hour fastball, 1 out. For Sundberg, who struck out his first time up. Slow chopper to Guidry. First base, he's going to take it himself, and Sundberg beat him out. I don't know what Guidry was thinking. Mattingly was right there, whether Ron couldn't get out of his glove or not. But Sundberg, I mean, he's not fleet of foot. He's ready to 4. But he should be. Guidry should have known better. So Balboni moves to 3rd. Argenis Salazar, I think I had that right? Is 0 for 1. Really a rotten Royals, Muttley. Argenis, thank you, Enzo. And that's why the community is so important, because we all have each other, Barb. Guidry deals. Ground ball right back to the mound. Randolph for 1, Mattingly for 2. They get out of it. How about that? He was poor a moment ago and immediately makes up for it. Wow. After 3.5, it's the Yankees 4, the Royals 3. And after one day, here are the standings. The Dodgers, behind Fernando's gem, are the only team in the National League West to have won. In the National League East, the Philadelphia Phillies are singing all by myself because no one else has played yet. Cubs and Cardinals split day doubleheader today. We won't do the other games after. That is tomorrow's stream from St. Louis. White Sox, only team in the American League West that have played. And Cleveland and Detroit are tied for first in the American League East. And you know it's April when Darnell Coles and Alan Wiggins lead the American League in hitting at .750. Delbera 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. Black probably will get through the 4th. He threw a lot of pitches in the 3rd. Right back to Black, over to Balboni, and Dale is retired. It's amazing. You know, it's always interesting. The baseball gods giveth and they taketh away. And so we'll go for give Guidry the benefit of the doubt and say he couldn't get the ball out of his glove and tried to beat Sundberg to the bag. But on the very next pitch, ground ball double play started by Guidry. Weiniger has singled and scored in this one. Up the middle, Wilson's there. Willie had it lined up perfectly, 2 out. For Bobby Meacham, who bunted his first time up. Got a swing here. As far as chess goes, Scotty says Wilton also hosted the first Pia Cramling Cup. Really? A rapid for 38 women girls on their off day. How awesome is that? Pia Cramling, she's in her early 60s. She does live analysis of all of her daughter's games, and she gets into it. I hope Anna was better with the clock. Some of the games I was watching. Oh, my goodness gracious. As a Twins fan, Triple G hopes they both lose. Pitch to Meacham. Bobby draws the walk. How'd Anna do with that? That is awesome. Ricky Anderson, 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. 18 deep for Bud Black, 75 of his 80 pitches. 3 2/3, 4 runs, 3 earned. He's allowed 4 hits. He's walked 3 and struck out 2. And a balk. Meacham is living the life of Riley. A bunt, a walk, and a balk. The runner on second, line drive to Salazar, and he'll rein it in, and we're through 4. Yankees do not score. They've left on 3. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 4 in New York, it's the Yankees 4, the Royals 3. So, top of the lineup for Guidry. Third time through the lineup. 18 batters, 4 innings, 65 pitches for Ron. 3 runs, all earned. 7 hits and 4 strikeouts. Lonnie Smith has a double. He's 1 for 2. AP completed replaying his 99-2000 NHL season using Action PC. The replay, yeah, it is an amazingly accurate game. The hockey game is really good. The games don't start until Anna's under a minute. She was better later on. I think it's one of the reasons why she won 5 straight. And some of those players that she was playing, it's a mixed tournament, had a higher ELO rating, which is how chess ratings are determined. You can find a couple of videos of that on YouTube. Pitch to Lonnie, fly ball, right center. Henderson's there, 1 out. For Willie Wilson, Willie's had himself a day. A single, a double, and an RBI. He's 2 for 2. I was watching some rapid today. I don't know how they do it. How you can play a game of chess in 3 minutes is beyond me. Struck him out. 5 for Guidry. 2-2 in there. Chased. 2 out for Brett, who's 0 for 2. Got him. Halfway home on a snowy night in Burlington, Vermont. Yankees 4, Royals 3. Were you good, Ben, at chess? Here's how we got here if you joined us late. 3 runs, 7 hits, an error for the Royals. 4 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Yankees. Royals were up 3-0 in the third. Willie Wilson singled home Lonnie Smith to make it 1-0 in the first. Frank White singled home Wilson to make it 2-0. In the third, Hal McRae doubled home Willie Wilson. Willie's been busy. 3-0 Kansas City, but the Yankees came roaring back in the third. Don Mattingly, a single and a misplay by Darryl Motley made it 3-2 Kansas City, and then Gary Renicky, of all people, a 2-run single to make it 4-3. Bud Black, who will be probably done by now, 4 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned. He walked 3 and struck out 2. Guidry, 5 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, all earned, and 6 strikeouts. Willie Randolph 1 for 2 with a single. Oh, yeah, the U.S. Chess Federation and all that. The next game was Scrabble, better at that. 1200 is pretty good at Scrabble. I've played internet Scrabble before, not Words with Friends, but Scrabble, and I'm probably better at Scrabble than chess. Popped up, Sundberg goes back a lot of room, 1 out. I would say, as Mattingly steps in 1 for 2, is single and an RBI, that if I was to have an ELO, it would be somewhere between 5 and 700. Base hit the opposite way, past Salazar into left field, and Mattingly has a 2-hit afternoon. Dave Winfield 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Wow, Scotty has a buddy that finished 8th in the National Scrabble Championships way back. You got to know so many words. A new Netflix documentary searching for Uncle Ron under NBC Sports banner is similar to searching for Bobby Fischer. This is the 50th anniversary of the trapezoid N logo for NBC. Pitch to Winfield, fly ball right center. Wilson going back. That was hit hard, but Willie's there. And NBC has been much maligned for that. In fact, Gary Renicky, by the way, 1 for 1, a walk in that 2-run single, had to pay off Nebraska ETV with equipment because that was the logo. I mean, no internet in 1976. That Nebraska ETV used, except for their trapezoid and was all red. So some advertising firm in New York or Los Angeles, but I think it was in New York, got $1 million to make that. However, since I became of age in that era, kind of like disco music, I like that end. Pitch to Renicky. Line drive to Salazar. Arhenis is there, and that will do. No runs, a hit, no errors. We go to the 6th here on opening day in New York. Yankees 4, Royals 3. So McRae, White, and Balboni. Hal 1 for 2. A double and an RBI. All right, now I'm trying to read your name. Yeah, I'm not paying $400 for it. That's why I posted it. Scotty's buddy was the Maryland State High School Latin Scrabble champion. English is easy level. Sumrose lead here. How you doing? McRae 1 for 2. Hal into right field. Back goes Winfield. And Dave makes the catch. 1 out. I don't expect anyone to shell out $400 for that. It's big. It's 8x4. The infamous ABC Sports banner here, I believe, is, I don't think it's 8 feet. It's certainly not 4 feet tall. How about 6? I think the one that you see beside me here was an indoor banner. I have a CBS one from either the 80s or 90s, and that is huge. That goes over that window there. I think that would be the size of the NBC one. It's too big. White 1 for 2. Frank has an RBI. Base hit, right center. Anderson picks it up, and White will get 2. The Royals have been aggressive on the bases. 3 runs, 8 hits, an error for Kansas City. They've left on 3. 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Yankees. They left on 4. Balboni has a double today. Steve is 1 for 2 with a strikeout. We'll see when they get me on. They've asked me to do it, and I said I would. So, pitch to Balboni, ground ball to Meacham. Bobby looks right back to the bag, throws to Mattingly for the out. 2 away for Darryl Motley, who's 0 for 2. The CBS banner is in timeout. No, it was the ABC banner next to me that hit me. CBS banner, we had to move around because of hooking up an air conditioner and all that. It's big. It's shiny, but it's big. Weiniger and Guidry have a word. The CBS banner, base line drive to Ricky and makes the catch to retire the side. Steve Fire coming in to pitch for Bud Black after 5.5. No runs, a hit, no errors. Yankees 4, Royals 3. Farr only worked out of the pen 56 times for the Royals. 8-4, a 3.13 ERA, 8 saves, 109 inning in a third. 90 hits, 39 runs, 38 earned, 10 homers. He walked 39 and struck out 83. He is a fastball pitcher at 91 and a ground ball pitcher. Cotto, Berra, and Weiniger here in the 6th. Farr can give you 35 pitches, which should get them into the 8th. White, a high ground ball right to him, 1 out. For Dale Berra, Dale 0 for 2. Yogi in 86, I believe, was the bench coach for Hal Lanier in Houston. Steve sat in the outfield bleachers this day. Hopefully the weather was good. Ben played in 2 national Scrabble tournaments, one in 94 in Los Angeles, and then in 2005 in Dayton. Under the Hasbro organization. Pitch to Berra. Got away from Sundberg on strike 3. The throw down to Balboni, and they got him. Here's Weiniger, 1 for 2 with a single. How'd you do, Ben? I vowed never again on the bleachers. Why is that, Steve? Pitch to Weiniger. Base hits. No. Willie Wilson will not let that drop. That's one of those where he could have dove to make the catch, but didn't want to get past him. Bobby Meacham has walked and bunted, and then took second on a balk. Middle of the road, lower intermediate. Okay. Those charming New York fans. And Meacham gets hit. Bobby's borne the brunt of this one. Here's Ricky, 1 for 2 in the single. Yankee fans were feeling their oats in the mid-'80s, and there really was serious talk for most of the year about a Subway Series between the Yankees and the Mets. Slow chopper to Balboni. He'll take it himself, and what are you doing? Oh, he threw to far, but he waited way too long, and Ricky had speed to burn. 2 out for Randolph, 1 for 3 with a single. So Weiniger on third, Meacham on second, and Henderson on first. He flipped late. He did throw it over. It looked like he didn't do it. It took him a while. Maybe Farr was late getting off the mound. Left field. Back goes Smith. But this will be all for naught as the Yankees leave him loaded. Wow, no runs, 2 hits, and no errors. And after 6, it's the Yankees 4, the Royals 3. Douglas Hoeing was in D.C. on vacation and entered on a lark. If you know Latin well enough to play, then yeah, English is going to be the easy version. Jim Sundberg is 1 for 2. He's got himself a single, and Guidry has struck him out. Last inning for Guidry. Up the middle, Randolph behind the bag, over to Mattingly for the out. Who's Robert got on tonight? He did the Braves and the Reds last night, opening night. And I learned something. I was wondering why. Argenis Salazar, by the way, 0 for 2. The Reds went with Frank Pastore as their opening day starter as opposed to Tom Seaver. But I guess Seaver was ill, which I did not know. Popped up, left side, Berra. 2 out. And the less said about my managing skills, the better. So third time through, or fourth time through, after 27 batters, 106 pitches for Guidry. 6 2/3, 3 runs, all earned. He has allowed 8 hits, hasn't walked a man, and struck out 6. Lonnie Smith is 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. Ben ended his membership in 2023 in Scrabble after having some issues with them against me and not dealing with the fraud. Yeah, it's an easy game to cheat on. First base ump would be questionable in History Maker Baseball. Pitch to Smith is a fly ball to right. Winfield coming in, rides a Schwinn, makes the catch. Stretch time, 4-3 New York. Second of 3 home openers that Steve attended when he was at Fort Apache in the Bronx. Mattingly, 2 for 3 rather. 2 singles, a run scored, and an RBI. Got him. Farr struck him out. I don't know if Farr will get through the inning, but he's gone an inning in a third. Dave Winfield 0 for 3. 4-3 New York here in the bottom of the 7th. So who'd you see him play against in the openers? Kansas City, obviously, in 86. 85, the Yankees started in Boston. Struck him out. That's 2. And 0-2. He got a good morning and a good afternoon. 91-mile-an-hour fastball. Got him looking. Renicky is 1 for 2. He is walked and a 2-run single in the third. And he walks again. White Sox in 85 and Cleveland in 87. Cool. That's fun. Enricato 0 for 3. Sundberg and a tiring Farr have a word. Slow chopper to third. Brett goes to first. Balboni is there, and Cotto is retired. We've played 7 Yankees. No runs, no hits. They've left on 8. After 7, Yankees 4. Kansas City 3. So we'll see about Guidry. Wilson is 2 for 3. Willie has doubled, singled, struck out, and driven in a run. Brett and McRae to follow. That's why Ben doesn't do gaming leagues, tournaments, and associations. Oh, you play cribbage too, huh? I have a friend of mine from high school that plays at the VFW a couple days a week. Pitch to Willie is a fly ball to left. Back goes Cotto. Henry will get there. 1 out for George Brett. Who's 0 for 3. Guidry will get Brett. They're more concerned about me making a couple non-related comments on Facebook than cheaters that defraud thousands of. Wow. I've played cribbage, but never competitively. Pitch to Brett. There's a fly ball to right. Back goes Winfield. Is this one batter too many? No, Winfield's there. 2 out, a long, loud out. And as McRae steps to the plate, here comes Dave Spaghetti Righetti. Rags is 27. He is one of those, I should have included him the other day when I was talking about Stanley. Made that very successful transition from being a good starter, when he no-hit the Red Sox in 83, to being a very good closer for both the Yankees and the Giants. He went 8-8 in 86, 2.45 ERA, 74 games, 46 saves, 106 and 2/3, 88 hits, 31 runs, 29 earned, 4 homers. He walked 35, struck out 83. Needs 4 outs to lock down opening day. McRae 1 for 3, a double, and an RBI. Mike was in the stands for Game 5 against the Brewers in the LDS when you were 13. That's cool. I like cribbage. I wouldn't say I was big into it. Mr. Howard learned it from his grandfather at age 6 on Saturdays. After watching Diz and Pee-wee on the game of the week, he slid in the third. Pitch to McRae, struck him out. Righetti did his job. No runs, no hits, no errors. Took something off and breaking ball outside, and we go to the bottom of the 8th. Yankees 4, Royals 3. So let's see who we got to pinch hit for Dale Berra. Pagliarulo, right? Yeah. And Dan Quisenberry will come in to pitch. Quiz, 33 years old, 3-7, a 2.77 ERA, 62 games, 12 saves. He, I think, is starting to feel the effects of that hot turf, too, because he died really young as well. 81 1/3 for Dan, 92 hits, 30 runs, 25 earned. Only allowed 2 home runs. He walked 24 and struck out 36. An extreme ground ball pitcher. And throws that Bugs Bunny fastball at 83. Pagliarulo at 238, 28 home runs and 71 RBI. Your biggest monetary win, Ben, was taking second out of 208 in a cribbage tournament in 2001 or two. $1,230. That's a lot. Pags into right field. That will drop in front of Muttley. 8th hit. That turned more like the villain on Inspector Gadget than Muttley. Butch Weiniger 2 for 3 today. He singled twice and scored once. $2,500 today, yeah. You were above home plate for Game 5 and 95 for the Mariners and Yankees. That's right up there. That would be one of the greatest games ever played for sure. Fly ball to right. Motley should make this. Wind's blowing straight out to left at 17. Although as a Dodger fan, I'm surprised you didn't say Game 7 of last year's World Series. Bobby Meacham is walked, bunted, hit by a pitch. He hasn't had an official at-bat yet. Excuse me. Pags walk-off slam, April 87, Rack, New York. Yep. Ben came in a good time. I actually signed up and paid for the Scrabble about 1 or 2 months before you were. I believe the terminated would be the proper word for that. Pitch to Meacham. He actually will get an at-bat here. White's got it. Salazar for 1, and Meacham will beat it out. Throw back to Balboni, not in time. 2 out for Ricky, who's 1 for 3 with a walk and a single. Oh, wait. Let me read that again. I don't have my glasses, and it's a long way away. Oh, the EF. Oh, entry fee. Okay. Ground ball, a chopper down to Balboni. He'll take it to the bag, and that will do. We go to the 9th. Yankees, no runs, a hit, no errors. They've left on 9, so they haven't given Righetti a lot to work with here. Mattingly played third? Pags of 5 at third. 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors. The Yankees are left on 9. 3 runs, 8 hits, an error, and the Royals are left on 4. White 2 for 3, a single, a double, and an RBI. 1 to tie, 2 to go ahead. Yeah, Ricky's debut in New York. He played well in New York. He's obviously one of the top 5 greatest athletics in history. But when he came up in 88, when we did 88 a few years ago, I'd forgotten he played. Or 85, yeah. We've done, this will be the third Henderson season in New York that we've done. White to Randolph on a hop over to Mattingly, 1 out. Balboni and Motley to follow. Steve 1 for 3, a double and a strikeout. Right center, Henderson, that's well hit, but Ricky, last chance saloon. Get you just in time to get you over to RJL. Motley 0 for 3. Righetti 3 up, 3 down. Ground ball to Pagliarulo. Mike's got it, throws to first. Cora, he's on the way over the bridge. Yankees win. 4-3 the final. A big win for the Yankees this opening day. 3 hours and 3 fake minutes. Oops. Come on. How did I screw that one up? Because I did. Get that box score back. Come on. There we go. 4 runs, 8 hit. Nope. That's what I want. 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors. They're left on 9. They go to 1-0. The Royals, 3 runs, 8 hits, an error. And they left on 4. Guidry, 7 2/3 to pick up the win. 8 hits, 3 runs, all earned, and he struck out 6. He had plus stuff. Righetti retired all 4 men he faced. Bud Black, 5 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned. He walked 3, struck out 2. Steve, don't call me Jamie Farr, 2 innings, 2 hits, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. And Quisenberry retired 3 of the 4 men he faced. Computer wants to give this to Guidry. I'm going to give it to Gary Renicky. I mean, he reached base 3 times. He drove in 2 runs. You're hitting 500. Why not? So we won't do the rest of the games of this day because we're doing them because we got the Cubs and the Cardinals tomorrow. So the final score here, it's the Yankees 4, the Royals 3. When we get together tomorrow, you're more than welcome. 4 run third, just too much. So when we get together tomorrow, here's the rest of the calendar for you. Mets are in Pittsburgh, Gooden versus Rick Russell. Montreal is in Atlanta. It'll be, is that Zane Smith against Rick Mailer? Boy, that's a big one for TBS, eh? Toronto is in Texas, Steve and Guzman. Kruko and Ryan at the Dome, San Francisco and Houston. The game that we'll have for you, Cubbies and Cardinals. Hard to believe the first full day of the season, and there's only 1 day game. Sutcliffe and Tudor facing off at Busch. Orel Hershiser gets his first start of the year. Dodgers and Padres from Los Angeles. Opener in Oakland, Viola and Cordioli for the Twins and the A's. Do you see where the A's can't get their trademark done? And last but not least, Mike Witt and Moore going at it at the King Dome in Seattle. So join us for the Cubs and the Cardinals tomorrow at noon Eastern. And until then, I'm Ron Suckett. Thank you so much. No, it's a day game tomorrow. It would have been a day game today, but I had a horrible night's sleep. So I took a 37-minute nap when I should have been streaming. But if you like Tuesday night streams, let me know. We've tried night streams before, and they don't draw very well, but tonight was the exception. So we'll be with you tomorrow at noon for the Cubs and the Cardinals. Until then, I'm Ron Chuckett. Thank you always so much for watching. Go watch RJL. Have a good night, everybody.